So today we're going to be checking out the newest Halloween Man flanker. This one is Halloween Man Hero. I'm going to be giving you my first impressions on this one today, tell you how it smells, what it compares to, and initially if I think it's going to be worth picking up and checking out. There's a few really good fragrances in the Halloween Man line, and for me, Halloween Man X is by far my favorite. That is a really, really well done coffee, gourmand, sweet, semi-boozy fragrance for a very affordable price. Usually around $20 to $30, you can grab that one for. It's a great fall and wintertime scent and it is worth every penny. Great investment if you want a cheaper winter fragrance with good performance and good quality all around. Now, one thing I noticed here on the box, on each side, it says jump into the blue. So you can see right there, jump into the blue. So this is probably going to be their take on a blue fragrance. How exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one opened up. We'll get it on skin and we'll see how it goes from there. And I also want to point out, you can also see jumping into the blue right there on the inside of the box as well. So yeah, I think they want you to know that you're jumping into the blue with Halloween Man Hero. Now, taking a look at the bottle, if you look in pictures, the gradient is not nearly as smooth as this. Now, in pictures, it's almost like it's blue, harsh cutoff, like this pink color, harsh cutoff, and then yellow, but it is blended much more smooth here on the bottle itself. Quite a bit different in pictures for sure, but I think it does look better here in real life. The bottle is your standard Halloween Man bottle. Honestly, not too bad for the price that these land, and also the box itself isn't too bad either. It's a pretty good sized box and does have some nice detailing on it. So once these do fully hit discounters for around $20 to $30, presentation wise isn't too bad. All right, let's go ahead and get this one on skin and we'll see what we have. Atomizer is also good. It shoots out far and you also get a good amount of distribution. So when this one opens up here, you get a spiciness, a spicy, fresh citrus opening. And immediately it will remind you of other things for sure. So this is not going to be something that's ultra super new and different. You get very much a familiar smell here. For me personally, it does have almost like an Invictus Aqua smell a little bit. It's just kind of has an aquatic feel overall. So I'm going to go ahead and read off the note breakdown. Up top, we have lemon, ginger, grapefruit. In the mid, we have lavender, sage, water lily, sea notes. In the base, we have cashmeran, patchouli, amber extreme, and moss. So for me, the ginger came through immediately. Nice, spicy ginger. I do get some of the lemon, gives it a bit of a sour punch. I do get some of the grapefruit as well. And also the lavender, a lot of lavender here. So for me, those notes were very much distinguishable before I even looked at the note breakdown. You smell a lot of that clean lavender. You smell the aquatic notes. You smell that spicy ginger up top, a nice semi-sweet lemon. When you first spray it on, like right away, like when you saw my first reaction, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of boring. This might suck. As it's starting to settle down, it's starting to kind of fall into something a bit better here. And what I mean by that is all the notes are having some time to settle down and come together better. And so I do get more of that lemon, and it's a sweet lemon, kind of sweet sour, a little bit of that grapefruit. I get the aquatic notes. I get touches of florals in here. I do get a lot of that amber extreme, which is like an amber aroma chemical. So it's kind of like an ambroxan, dry, woody type of smell. Get a lot of that, which you would expect being that this is kind of their interpretation on a blue fragrance, I guess. I do pick up on the sage. I do pick up on a little bit of the water lily along with the sea notes. The sage gives it a nice herbal touch, and that mixes with the ginger as well. So the ginger is giving off a spiciness. The sage is giving off just some herbal touches here. Not a whole lot of cashmeran is coming through as it sits right now, which is okay for me. I'm not always the biggest fan of that note personally. It depends on how it's used. I like it in certain fragrances and certain doses and certain types, and I dislike it in other fragrances where it's used heavily. And here, I'm not really getting that. So does this compare to anything else? Off the top of my head right now, it really doesn't that much. I'm not saying that it's completely new because it's not. It does have a familiar smell to it. But now that it has settled down, I'm getting a bit less of the Invictus Aqua bubblegummy type of smell that initially it was opening up with, and that's where I was like, whoa, like put on the brakes, this is going to suck. Now it's to the point where I'm like, okay, there's something different about this. There's a a different balance of notes. Of course, this is using a lot of the same notes as a lot of other fragrances out there. It's all about finding a balance. I'm getting a ginger and lemon heavy touch here, and it almost gives it somewhat, slightly, like a summer gourmand smell. You know, kind of similar to what you would find in something like Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Not saying it smells like that one because it doesn't, but that fragrance has that tonka bean lemon, and you know, it kind of has that lemon meringue pie going on, like a summer gourmand. This kind of has a similar feel as well, which I do find interesting. There is something about this one that would keep me going back to it and smelling it, and I could keep dissecting this one because I do find it to be somewhat interesting. Not a whole lot of patchouli or moss is coming through as it sits right now. Maybe that'll come through farther into the dry down, but again, it's all about the notes that I've talked about previously here, just the aquatic notes or watery notes, the lavender, the lemon, ginger, and so on. So I'm definitely not saying this is a mind blower. I'm not saying that I love it right now, but I do tolerate it, and I have to say, I think it's better than some of the other releases that we've had this year so far. There have been some real doozies. There have been some real boring ones. And while this one is not super interesting, it's a bit more interesting than some of the others. Doesn't compare to Halloween Man X, obviously. Doesn't compare to the original Halloween Man. This is going to sit in its own little area here in the line, and this is very much going to be your summertime, spring and summer fresh scent, kind of, I guess, their blue fragrance take. And I will say also to that point, doesn't really smell like Sauvage or Dylan Blue or any of those variants either, which is also great. We have plenty of fragrances that smell like those, but this one, it doesn't. So for the most part, I can't knock them too hard for this. I thought I was going to. I was not expecting this to be, you know, somewhat interesting. I thought it was going to be very boring, but it is not too bad. And again, I have to respect them for putting out a good summer fragrance here. I think it is much needed because we have Halloween Man X, we have the original. Those are going to be warmer scents, which are going to be better for cooler months and cooler days. This one here, great summertime scent, and it's just in time for summer as well. You know, the quality of this does not compare to an $80 fragrance or, you know, a Chanel or a Dior or something along those lines, but it also doesn't smell like a $10 to $15 to $20 fragrance either. There's a pretty good amount of quality and blend in this one to where it doesn't smell super, super cheap. And it's the same with Halloween Man X. It's a cheaper fragrance, but it doesn't necessarily smell like it. This one can hold its own in terms of quality and blend here. Now, I am curious about performance. We're not going to be going over that today. I'm going to need some more time to wear this one and test it. Who knows? Maybe it'll perform decent. Maybe it'll perform not very good because it is a fresher offering. Being that it is using the Amber Extreme and just a lot of aroma chemicals, I'm hoping that it'll have the guts to really push out and last a while and project decently out in the heat. So that's something I will test, and I will for sure do a full review on this one probably in a month or two, right in as we get into summer, because this one is not too bad, like I mentioned. So if you guys are excited to try Halloween Man Hero, let me know down below. If you have tried it also, let me know down below as well. I'm curious to see if this one's going to be your guys' hero or not. Are you going to like it? Are you not going to like it? Is it going to do good like Halloween Man X? Is it going to just kind of go off into the fragrance realm and die because it gets blasted and no one likes it or whatever? I'm really curious to see the outcome of this one. So let me know your thoughts down below. And also let me know your favorite Halloween Man fragrance in the line. Do you like X the best? Do you like the original? Do you like Halloween Man Shot? What's your favorite? And I will link some of those Halloween Man flankers down below to discounters as well, so you can pick them up there. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for checking out Halloween Man Hero with me today. I always appreciate you guys stopping by. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.